Oh, hello. You again. Thank you for stopping by. I'm gonna tell you about Furiosa. Thought I forgot the name for a second there. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you about Furiosa. Saw it on a Tuesday, which I should really do more often because they got deals on Tuesday. And I got a freaking good crowd. A bunch of fucking people finally got the whole fucking theater to laugh at my yawn bit. Took long enough. Before I start talking about the movie, which one of these does not go with the others? Which one is the outlier? I'm gonna read you some titles, okay? By the way, these are previews for a thriller, an action thriller with a fan base. Okay? These are the titles. That you're gonna tell me which one is the outlier to, okay? Joker, Folie à Deux, Wolverine and Deadpool, Alien Romulus, Wicked the Musical, Beetlejuice 2, and The Crow. Yeah, it's the fucking Wicked one. I am not one much for musicals. I am one much for Wizard of Oz. I fucking love The Wizard of Oz. I wish I had been able to see it in the theater when they brought it back for the thing in January. I did pop in for a few minutes and I had no idea that Judy Garland's hair was dyed red. I could never tell in the VHS or on the DVD or any other type of home video. I had to watch it in the theater to know that. Anyway, that pissed me off that they would have the audacity to put a fucking Wicked movie trailer, the trailer for Wicked, in front of a Mad Max franchise movie. I think they're losing touch. I know they're losing touch. It's not a matter of thinking, it's a matter of fact, okay? I also don't appreciate the Glenda character. I cannot remember how to spell her name. Is it Glenda or is it Glinda? Either way, her name ain't Galinda, which is how someone in the fucking trailer pronounces it. Her name is Glenda. I think it's Glenda. Glenda. Christ on a cross. Okay, anyway. That was when I got the lol. Did a big yawn. You've got literally probably 1 to 1.5 seconds to react, because once the title comes up on, like, they do the fucking trailer, title comes up, and there's usually a lot of sound until they just leave the title up there for like 1 second with no sound, and that's when you can react. So this time I finally got my laugh when the Wicked trailer came on and I went, oh! Yeah, I don't appreciate Glenda's character because I don't think she's an annoying fucking cunt like she is in Wicked, but I digress, you guys. We're here to talk about Furiosa. Where do I start? First of all, I'm gonna say it, okay? Sorry. I get on people's cases all the time for not having seen movies, but I haven't seen Mad Max. I haven't seen the first one. I've seen the trailer. Actually, I may have seen... No, that was a different one. What is that John Carpenter movie that people likely... Oh, it's gonna bother me. It's with Kurt Russell. Fucking shit. It's the John Carpenter one with Kurt Russell, and they got like a chandelier on a car or something. Forget it. I haven't seen Mad Max, but as I understand it, it had a really low budget. Anyway, Um, they had a cool title screen for Furiosa. Listen, you guys, I saw Mad Max Fury Road and I thought it was fun and I liked it, but I didn't really find it particularly memorable. When did that come out? 2015? I was just kind of like, oh, yeah, that was cool. Anyway, I hope a director watches this like one day. I hope directors watch these vids of mine one day because this is just a PSA for all directors out there who are actually making like real movies that are really going to be in cinemas. You guys aren't required to like name the chapters of your movies. I don't know if you know that, but I'm telling you, it's not a requirement. Let me tell you the chapters of these movies I wrote. This movie had 5 titled parts, which I thought was just pretentious as fuck and obnoxious. George Miller's getting old, mate. He's fucking 80. Okay, it's a fact. All right. Okay, so here are the titles. 1. Should I say it in an English accent? No, I'm gonna say it in an American accent, my speaking voice, because I think it sounds more ridiculous that way. 1. The pull of accessibility. 2. Lessons from the wasteland. 3. The stowaway. 4. Homeward. 5. Beyond vengeance. If you're someone who likes Mad Max, if you're like really into that franchise, I don't see why you wouldn't like this movie. There's a ton of really, really fascinating action. The action is a lot of fun. You know what? Okay. I'm kind of in a mood right now, but while I was watching the movie in the theater, I was having a good time. I enjoyed myself there. A lot of the time when I'm watching a movie in the theater, I'm always enjoying myself, okay? Even when I hate it, even when it's fucking Wonka. I'm still enjoying myself because I love the cinema. I love movies. I did ask for my money back when I saw the first Planet of the Apes movie, though, from like 2012. They don't give you your money back unless you walk out of the movie 15 minutes into it or sooner. But I did ask afterwards because I thought it was such trash. Anyway, I feel like I don't really have much to say about this movie. I think that y'all know of the show I was trying to make, maybe I'm still trying to make, Under the Marquee, where I talk to people about the movies they've just seen. I feel like if I were to talk to anyone after having seen Furiosa, most people, honestly, okay, so lay folk, just normal folk who go to see movies, the film nerds like me, the people who happen to like Mad Max, I feel like they would all kind of respond the same way, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like they'd all just be like, oh yeah, it was cool. It was a cool movie. That's really all I have to say about it. It was just pretty good. Honestly, for my layperson's rating and my rating, I would give it like a 6 out of 10. Which is 3 out of 5, by the way. Maybe a 7. Like, it's a solid C movie. I just wasn't. I felt like I felt like it was just a movie that George Miller wanted to make. Yes, I want to see a semi being trailed by freaking motorcycles and people doing whack fucking stunts off of it. Yeah, I want to see that. Um, yeah, I want to see. Oh, there's a little person in this movie. I think his name is Quaylen Bales. I love anyone who's like not normal looking. I really do. Anytime we got a not normal looking person in a movie, I'm like, yes, that person. He was cute. I didn't know he was so young. I assumed he had all this crazy makeup on. I also just, so he had all this crazy makeup on because I'm actually great at telling anyone's age whether they're a little person or not. Anyway, yeah. Speaking of crazy makeup, he was a part of this group in the movie that was like, that were these like insane, like just these insane like soldiers that would kill themselves on command for their leader if he asked them to. Very violent. I don't really know. Okay. Let's get into the plot. I'm so sorry. We're going a lot of different directions right now. So, this is a fucking trope I don't actually like. In all seriousness, it really does bother me. Because it is exploitative. Okay, hot take, I don't think there should be children in movies under any circumstances. Like, Cry Me a River, I don't think it should happen. I think that if you absolutely need to have children as some kind of vague plot device, you should get little people. I'm serious about this. Get little people, put them in, like, kids' clothes, get a shot of them from behind, and maybe make it not so clear so that you can just see that they're physically there. And then you can have recordings of kids' voices. So, yeah, it's implied that these kids exist. I just don't think kids should be in movies at all because I don't think their images should be exploited in that manner. I don't think their images should be shared and distributed on that large of a scale, and I don't even care if it's a kids movie. Okay, don't fucking care anymore. Those days are done and gone. Like we don't do features anymore that are all about kids, with all children. Like, I think we can put that to rest. So not only like it's exploitative to children, but also it's a fucking nightmare to have kids on set. You got one kid. Every single child is able to work only for 4 hours maximum. Okay? And shooting movies is a pain because it takes forever to line up a shot. I don't know why it fucking takes so long. It takes so fucking long, and then it takes so fucking long to set up all the cameras, and it takes so fucking long for everyone to be ready. So most of your like work that you're doing is sitting around. If you're an actor, most of your work that you're doing is sitting around waiting to actually do your work. So that's why I don't think that, and so in the interest of time and money, it's not feasible to have actual minors on set. Sorry. Anyway, we see Furiosa as a wee lass, and the one positive thing I'll say about that is I do enjoy when they actually cast well, because that girl definitely looked like a mini Anya Taylor-Joy. So, cool, I guess. We got baby Furiosa in her homeland with forest, rivers, a non-violent society with both men and women in public, okay? So she's in the forest with her friend or whatever the fuck, and then she and her friend hear these men from another society. What the fuck happened in Mad Max? You guys, maybe I'll watch it tonight. I don't know why it's like a desert wasteland, save for this land that Furiosa is in. And it's anarchy, but I digress. Okay, so we got Furiosa and her friend in their little land picking fruit. And then these two bikers are there. And then Furiosa tries to go break one of their bikes so that they can't leave. Which was a really fucking stupid thing to do, but I guess that's something that a child in a post-apocalyptic world would do. Why not? She gets caught by the guy, and he takes her. He just grabs her up, and he's like, "Oh, you're coming with me." And then the girl's Furiosa's friend tells Furiosa's mother what happened, and there are no roads, but these bikes take them. Then they ride their bikes with Furiosa kidnapped for like, I think it was like a day, like not full 24 hours. And then they're in Desert Wasteland where they have a somewhat comprehensive society. And they're desperately trying to get baby Furiosa to tell them where she's from, to tell them where her land is. The guys who took her were killed. I can't remember how they were killed, but yeah, they were killed. So listen, they have a desert society, right? Where they are able to rig up the fucking sickest motorcycles humanly possible that apparently run on gasoline. They're able to shelter themselves from sandstorms, and what's his name? Is it Liam Hemsworth or the other Hemsworth brother? I'm so sorry, I always get them mixed up. Desperately needs to know where her homeland was, but so they've got this somewhat comprehensive society with in a desert wasteland that's within 150 miles, most likely 150 miles, most likely, of good forested land with water and fruit. But they can't seem to get there. They can't seem to find it. I guess they just really don't have their priorities straight. Yeah, so they can't find it. They're boohooing, and then anyway, I'm so sorry. This is not, I don't need to tell you the whole plot, but yeah, then, I was like, honestly, like, probably like 40 minutes into this movie, I was like, what's the goal here? Where are we going with this? Like, yeah, Hemsworth, Australian guy, desperately wants his gasoline or whatever the fuck. There's a mad fucking fight for resources, right? But I was like, where are we going with this? I was like, what the fuck is gonna happen with Furiosa? Okay. Anyway, so she gets traded to go to this other society with the... Was that with the painted guys? Or was that a different one? The painted guys is a different one. She gets to... She's in this society of men where women are not in public. Is that it? Yeah, there are no women. Just no women. Just zero women, like, out and about. Very few women out and about. And Anya and Furiosa pretends to be male. which is stupid. I'm sorry. I thought that was real fucking dumb. Like, you've got this totally destitute, like, population of males, like, working with heavy machinery every day. Y'all tell me them men ain't gonna find out she's female? That's stupid. That was dumb. And she would like not talk and cover her face and stuff, but I was like, oh, that's kind of dumb, but okay. Anyway, there's just more battles for gasoline and shit and resources or whatever the fuck, and that's pretty much the whole movie. Like, I do remember bits and pieces from Mad Max Fury Road. But like I said, it's not really a movie that stuck with me, and this movie is definitely not a movie that stuck with me. And I want to know, like I said a minute ago, like, if you interviewed whoever the fuck about this movie, they'd be like, yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good. It was a good movie. And I don't think they would have much else to say other than that. But, like, what I want to know is, what was George Miller's message that he wanted to convey here? Just that she gets revenge? Like, I don't. Okay, I love movies that really make you think, that really force you to question your reality or question your values, or just question things. You don't even have to come to any sort of conclusion, but like, just like question things, like a movie that offers questions, a movie that you can discuss. And I just don't, this is just not one of those movies, like, point blank. I did like the teddy bear. Oh, I forgot about this. Okay. Not 3 minutes into the movie, we got a bullshit, stupid ass fucking looking horse mount. What happened was, Furiosa's friend told her mother that Furiosa had been taken, and someone was running on a horse, and there was a fucking ass, like, shot of the mom of Furiosa's mother just like getting, just like, she just like jumps on a horse, and it looks like shit. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're putting this like 45 seconds into the movie. Great start. Oh, his name was Dementis. That was the Hemsworth name in this movie. I very much enjoyed the teddy bear. There, I drew him. Can you see him? There he is. He had little chains. He was always chained up to Dementis. That was cute. Oh, there were dogs in this movie. That was a lot of fun. And I said it was really fun seeing Coylin Bales. They also had a guy who had elephantiasis in his foot. Obviously it was fake, but I was like, oh, cool. They also had like a scene, y'all, this is gross, okay? So if you're grossed out by insects and gory shit, like, skip ahead a little bit. There's a scene with maggots and like severed limbs. It was pretty quick, but we got a pretty good look at it, and that made me remember maggots in World War One. A bunch of these men in World War One were injured badly and just like left on the battlefield, right? Some of them were still alive. They were found alive after, hours, days, what have you, with maggots in their wounds. But they found out that maggots in your wounds actually helps them to heal better. They were like healing really well with maggots in them. And that's because maggots eat bacteria And they keep it clean. They actually kept it clean. Bruh, they use maggots medically sometimes. I was just like, oh, cool. Thanks for reminding me of that, George Miller. You old British man. I want to say one more thing that really annoyed me and was totally avoidable was in the credits. They spelled makeup wrong. Makeup is one word. Makeup. They spelled it as two words. Thought that was pretty embarrassing, but maybe the English spelled that way? I don't think so. It doesn't matter. A minor spelling error was kind of not a problem compared to more of this movie. Listen, you guys know I'm a tough critic, okay? You guys know that about me. But I'm saying, if you're a fan of Mad Max movies, you'd probably like this movie. And I don't have a problem with Mad Max movies. I'm not against them. I like them. They're fine. But I don't love them. And I just felt like there was no like good. I felt like there wasn't really a clear and concise message here. I felt like it was just a movie that George Miller wanted to make and therefore he did. They did show Furiosa cutting off her arm. They didn't show her cutting off her arm because when we meet Charlize Theron in Mad Max Fury Road, she has already had her arm cut off. But she physically cuts her arm off. She has two arms to begin with, but she physically cuts her arm off in this movie. That would have been a cool scene that actually, like, if they had put in this scene that I'm just inventing just now in my mind, I would have felt completely differently about the entire movie. So she tattooed the stars to help her navigate back to her home land when she was a kid, like being trafficked basically. And that was tattooed on her arm. Okay. And that, I'm pretty sure that's the arm that she ended up cutting off. But what happened in the movie was she was being held captive. They cuffed her to like a crane thing or something. I don't remember exactly what it was. But they cuffed her. We saw some other things happen when she was OS out of shot. And then like they went back to go like torture her or whatever, and she had cut her arm off. Here's a scene that would have made the movie totally fucking different, is if we had seen that inner just like if we had seen her, like we could have seen her flashing back to her life. We could have seen her flashing back to her history, that kind of thing. We could have seen her like, you know, feeling so horrible that she had to, because she made that decision real quick and she cut her arm off. She cut her own fucking arm off in like seconds, which is not possible. But anyway, just like that whole, like, she's like, I'm going to cut my own arm off that has this significant tattoo to me because I'm that strong. Because I need to. Peace. Like, that wasn't there though. That was not included. I don't know if there's anything else I need to say. Oh, okay. Well, I did have a thought. I did have a thought about why every fucking thing is English now. Every fucking movie is English now. So in England, and Europe in general, you can walk places better. It's a lot more walkable than likely almost anywhere in the US, save for maybe New York any town, right, in the US. So because things are more walkable in England, and England is a smaller country, more people actually go to the cinema. Not more people go to the cinema, but like, because England is a smaller country, it doesn't have the same population as the United States. But I'm saying proportionately to the population of England, more people do physically go to the cinema. We got more English butts in those theater seats than we do in the US. So that means that most of the money coming from these movies is in fact coming from English viewers, which would make sense as to why so many goddamn movies are English, and so many goddamn directors are English, and so many goddamn actors are English, is that they're just more on top of it. Okay, we have been usurped. Americans. Maybe not. When it comes to movies, maybe not. I haven't looked at the actual numbers, but it certainly appears that way, doesn't it? So I was just, I'm glad that this movie helped me to have that realization. Oh, there's a John William Waterhouse painting in this movie. It's actually one of my favorite paintings, you guys. They just showed it for like a moment. I don't know what it's titled. It has some weird title. I want to say the word Cyrus is in it. It's actually on my Twitter background. There's this painting, and it's based on Greek myth, pretty sure. This guy who goes to a swamp and he's lured in by these women and he's never seen again. Wish I knew the title of that painting. Fuck, I'm not cultured. But I do know the artist. Okay, Oh, I'll say this too. If you're someone who really does not enjoy engine revving sounds like the brrr, brrr of motorcycles and cars, don't see this movie. I could handle it mostly in this movie because it was a lot more toned down than it is when you hear it in real life, but like there's a lot of it. And I know a lot of people, some people are just like not into that, so like, and there was not a lot of dialogue, honestly. Which I guess is kind of George Miller's thing, but anyway, see, this I actually thought that was clever. George Miller, I got it. With the painting by John William Waterhouse and Gastown. Okay, I got it. I'm the one person who understood that reference, bro. He had the oil painting happening because it was oil. It was petrol, right? And they're in Gastown. Get it? Anyway. Shit, there was something I terribly wanted to say, and I just remembered it, and then I just forgot. What was it? Okay. I think that the enthusiasm for any kind of Mad Max aesthetic is kind of waning because there are so many homeless people. At least there are in the US. We got some real life Mad Max horse shit happening here, unfortunately. So, honestly, I think that might kind of deter some people. But I really have to watch the first one. I'm so sorry I haven't seen it. I think that might be the end of the review. Okay, let me say some good things about it. I'll say what I always say consistently now is that makeup was fun. Uh and I'll have you know that I also noticed this. Most people wouldn't notice this, but being me, I did. So some years have passed, like within this movie, and when we meet Dementis, he does have some prosthetic nose on him just to make him look a little bit different than how Liam. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I mix you up. How the Hemsworth actually looks. And the thing that I appreciated was years later, we did get a profile shot of him, and I noticed that makeup had in fact increased his nose size, which is cool because your nose and ears grow until you die. So that was clearly also denoting time having passed. So great job, makeup. Hey, I like it that George Miller is still making these movies at 80 years old. Good for you, dude. Good work. I don't think I have anything else to say about this movie. Yeah, that's about it. Bye.